Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome back to another video. Okay, let's check it out. Let's see what I got for you right now. If you're interested in those pioneer minivans in history, one of the brands that actually started the whole minivan concept, there's actually a dispute with another brand about that, but I will probably give credit to both of them. Well, you're looking at the right video. What I got for you right now, it's a 143 scale Chrysler Voyager. Now, for my friends in the States or in Canada that may say, we never had the Chrysler as a Voyager in this generation, or at least as a Voyager? Well, it's because we did not have it as Chrysler. We had it as a Dodge and as a Plymouth. Now, in Europe, in the other hand, that's how these minivans were called. They were actually as Chrysler. Remember, Chrysler was a lot more known in Europe than Dodge or Plymouth. So they go according to which of the brands is more recognized in the market they're heading to. So that's how they. So I'll read this real quick. By the way, before I forget, I'm sorry, I'm jumping from left to right. This is the second generation of the Chrysler Voyager. So this one is between 19 is actually production was between 1990 and 1995, but model years were between 1991 and 1995. Okay, now I'll read this real quick. Introduced in 1991 model year, the Chrysler Voyager in Europe continue to be identical to the Dodge Caravan in United States, except that the 3.8 liter V6 was not available as a Chrysler. This would be the final generation available with the manual transmission in the United States. A 2.5 turbo diesel four-cylinder engine was made available beginning of 1994. There were also military modifications available for the Voyager in South Africa, which included a large fuel tank available with a 240 and a 360 liter capacity. Okay, so it literally was almost identical, except some of the engines were not offered in Europe, as Dodge Caravan will cover in United States or Canada. Now, this model right here is a resin, if you haven't noticed, and it's made by GLM, which it means a lot of people question what GLM is. It's Great Lightning Models. I think it's like a Chinese brand, Chinese or a brand from Hong Kong, which is literally the same. Hong Kong is part of China for the people that may question. And that would be basically it. Now, the engines that were offered, at least in the European market, was the 2.5 four cylinder, the 2.5 turbo diesel, a 3.0, and the 3.3. Because the 3.8 was not offered in in Europe. Now the 3.0 and the 2.5 turbo, I'm sorry, the 3.0 and the 3.3, those were six cylinders. The 2.5s, either as a gasoline or a turbo diesel, those were four cylinders. And transmissions on these, well, it said before, was also offering as a manual. You had a 5-speed manual transmission. You also had a 3-speed automatic, and you also got a 4-speed automatic transmission. All right. I'm not sure if I said it before. This is a resin model. I know I mentioned the name of the brand, but it's a resin model. I'm quite excited to post this car because I didn't even know they had this one as a 143. as a resin or as a die cast or as a white metal. So when I got to see it, I said, this is part of the collection. Yes, it will be. No question about that. Because these are cars that are quite iconic. And if you remember the beginning of the video, I said this is one of the pioneer minivans because if you remember, it's actually very much disputed between Renault Scape or Space. I forgot now. I think it's Space. Renault Space or the Dodge Caravan, Plymouth, all those. But it's very much disputed between those two brands, which actually started the minivan trend. I heard some people say Renault started it, then I heard some other people say that Chrysler or the Dodge started it. Hey, they can both share the title. It's going to be an honor for Renault and an honor for Chrysler, Dodge, Plymouth models. All right, everyone, I'm going to let this beautiful car go around a few times, and I'll be right back. All right, everyone. So, what do you guys remember about this nice minivan? I know in the States, in the United States or Canada or some other parts of the world, they were very popular. They were really the mom and pops type of car. The soccer moms getaway weekend to the soccer game. They used to call these minivans the soccer moms minivans because that's when they used to haul all their kids and the neighborhood kids to take them to the soccer game on a Saturday or Sunday. So that's the nickname comes from. And they were just part of history. This is a true car that was part of the 90s history, and I really liked it. I really liked it. And these were still very quite reliable, say, compared to the younger Dodge and Plymouth and Chryslers. Well, Plymouth is no longer around for at least 25 years already, but these are Chrysler is still kind of surviving, and Dodge is still out there. All right, let me know. Was this car sold in your country? Were they popular? Do you still see them around? Don't forget to give me a beautiful thumbs up. I appreciate so much your support and your nice comments and everything. And don't forget to also subscribe and click the bell next to the subscribe button. That will remind you when I'm posting more videos. Take care of yourselves more than ever, and goodbye.